Welcome back. Well, government sources say the cabinet note on national textile policy is ready to be considered for passage soon. The policy is likely to target investments of 10,000 crore and exports of $100 billion. Shivaramakrishnan Ganapathy, Managing Director Gokuldas Exports, and Mr. Sundararajan, Chairman Managing Director SP Apparels, with us. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you very much for your time. Mr. Ganapathy, if I may start with you, what have you made of what is known so far? We are told by government sources only that the policy is ready. It is targeting 10,000 crores and it's speaking about integrated textile parks. At the outset, does it look like it will fly?
So good morning, Reena. Good morning, Lata. I
Yes.
think, the policy is welcome and really a step in the right direction from the Government of India. The textile industry will get a fillip. And if you look at it from a policy objective perspective, setting aside 10,000 crores, which could potentially, help exports worth about 2 lakh crores over 5 years or longer, is an excellent initiative from the Government of India. This is a highly labor-intensive industry, so it can create a lot of employment at the layer and the levels where one needs to create employment. So, from a policy objective perspective, I think it's an excellent move. It's a terrific move from the Government of India. The mechanics will also determine how successful the policy will be, and those are areas where the details need to be spelled out. I would measure the policy success based on whether the industry is able to leverage the policy and earn the incentives. I think if the incentives are earned by everyone, I think the country would be remarkably benefited by a surge in textile exports and also consequent employment creation.
No, one minute, Mr. Ganapathy. At the moment, from what we know, we don't even know what they are offering. All that has been thrown at us are targets. What do you want for it to succeed? What do you want for a $100 billion textile export?
It's irrelevant what we want. I mean, it has to be constructed, so that all the stakeholders are benefited, not just the industry. That's how government policies have to work. And from a industry perspective, we would want where the policies actually help us. Policies are something where we can take advantage of and create whatever is desired in terms of higher exports, more employment, etc. So, for instance, the policy is focused on increasing exports in man-made fiber-based garments as well as technical textiles. Good step, as that is a weak link in our textiles value chain. We need to ensure that the entire value chain is expanded so that enough fabrics, apparel, everything is produced. And it takes a little bit of time for this value chain to be established. I hope that the industry gets the timelines required to make this policy work. So some understanding on that will be required, and I'm sure the government is hearing the industry on this as well. So tweak it and make it such that it becomes challenging yet doable.
Because the thing is, Mr. Sundararajan, that we've heard this story before, right? This target of $100 billion of textile exports has been going on since the time the global quota regime ended. Now, many of the companies like yourselves, Gokuldas, I mean, you've done well, you've taken advantage of it. But first of all, tell us, after COVID, to what extent has the business recovered in terms of exports? Is the disruption more or less over? And then the specific input that you would seek in this policy.
Yeah. Good morning, Lata. See, this policy is definitely an encouraging one. After this COVID thing, everybody were very uncertain about what is going to be the destiny, the post-COVID thing. But fortunately, India as a country, generally in Europe and the US, there are a lot of anti-China sentiments are going on. And especially, wherever the substitutable industry, the products like textile and apparel, their customers have started looking for alternate countries like India, Sri Lanka, and other countries. So this is already, it's a positive thing for our country's apparel industry. And the government also is supporting us in terms of, this human resources, lot of benefits and subsidies, the schemes they are introducing, which are helping us because being this a labor intensive one, this will help us. And I understand from reliable sources that they are working hard to sign up some FTA with the European countries and the UK. If that will also come, then we are at par with other competitive countries on a landed cost. These things are positive things which are happening in favor of this, especially the anti-China thing, which is favoring us. And currently there is an issue going on, in China, cotton, Xinjiang. The BBC has said that, a report that businesses in the UK should stop sourcing from China. It has gone to that extent. That's the latest thing which is going on. Some of our customers already have asked us not to source any product which are sourced from the raw cotton of Xinjiang city. So these are something favorable to us. And India has got these advantages. And in addition to this, in the national textile policy of 10,000 crores, this will definitely help us. And I think probably a portion of this will be invested in human resource development because this industry is labor intensive. And government will definitely introduce more schemes in terms of subsidizing for the labor.
Mr. Sundararajan, good morning. So I just wanted to understand from you, has the government incentivized this sector enough for companies like yours to put fresh capex to work? If yes, what would your capex outlay be, say, over the next 1 year, and how do you plan to fund it?
Yes, government has supported very much for capital investments for the capex, and for the next 2 years we have already finished all our projects in the last 2 years, so to the extent of about close to 100 crores, and we are now in the process of filling the capacities, optimizing the production. For next 1 year to between 2 years, there will not be any major capex, and from the third years onwards we will start spending more on the capital expenditures based on the current national textile policies.
Well, Mr. Sivaramakrishnan, I wanted to ask you, and if I have a bunch of questions, so if we can keep it brief. First of all, is it very clear that man-made fibers is going to be allowed? Because that was the big handicap of previous policies, that man-made fiber was not allowed. Are all the import duties likely to be streamlined, and is that good to go?
So all of that has to happen, right? For man-made.
So it's only in the nature of your ask. It has not yet come.
That is correct. So all of that has to happen so that man-made fiber-based exports also take off. Currently, if you see the world demand, man-made fiber-based garments almost account for 60 to 65% of total apparel. So which is a very large segment. And it is desirable for our country also to start exporting more and more of such products so that, the seasonality issue is taken out of the industry, and, the country is also targeting a much larger market space, which is what China and Vietnam are doing.
I got that. So your big ask would be that man-made fiber imports be allowed and value-added exports be encouraged, right?
So products based on that, right? So fabrics,
that is what you would want.
All of that. That is correct.
Okay. And the second thing I had in my mind is, now look at Wistron. With even that kind of a labor force, we are having problems. Other countries have succeeded in textiles and footwear only if they're able to manage some, 40,000, 50,000 people in a factory. Our experience has not been that good. Do you think we will make the cut?
I think we will make the cut. I think Wistron is being blown a bit out of proportion. I don't know the specifics of what exactly transpired there. For example, we employ 25,000 people.
Okay.
We have been running the factories well, so we have not seen any problem in managing our workforce and, running our business.
Okay. But has the government got in touch with you? I wanted to ask Mr. Sundararajan also that. But first to you, Mr. Sivaramakrishnan, have you all talked, and any takeaways from the conversations?
Yeah, talked on what?
On policy, on the textile policy. Has the government touched base with you?
Yes. So we constantly interact with the government at various levels, and we are in conversations with. And
you're getting a sense that the policy will come soon?
Policy should come soon. That's my feeling.
Similar question to you, Mr. Sundararajan. Have you all been in touch, and any idea what the government told you about what may be the contours of the policy?
Yes, I've been in constant touch with the Apparel Export Promotion Council. So I understand from them, yes, this national textile policy will be very soon announced to the extent of about 10,000 crores. It looks like for the next 5 years plan.
Okay, all right, gentlemen. We will then wind it up on that note. Optimism, yes, the government is targeting very specific sectors, and let's see if textiles can get its share as well in the form of very niche, targeted, of course, perhaps support policy framework. Thank you for joining in.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks a lot, Mr. Ramakrishnan and Sundararajan. Surabhi, the big point is to allow man-made fiber inputs. We had steadfastly backed handloom and not man-made.
Cotton,
Yeah. So now if we are able to allow imports and then value add on man-made fiber, that may be a very big learning from our previous mistakes or previous shortcomings. And then the policy could fire, as Mr. Sivaramakrishnan